Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood, pastor at the Goldston Methodist Church in Goldston, North Carolina. Today we are beginning a series of devotionals that will take us all the way through the Christmas season. I'm using this resource from Seedbed Publishing called Protagonist, and we will be following along in the daily readings. Now, I'm starting a little bit ahead of schedule compared to the way the book works, but that's because I wanted to get the full season of Advent into this, and since I don't do Devos on the weekends, I wanted to be able to get as many of these readings as I possibly can. Now, Advent is the season of preparation, preparing for the return of Jesus, as well as celebrating the coming of Jesus in the manger in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago. And with that in mind, here is today's text, coming from the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verses 1 through 5 and 14 through 18. Hear now these words. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all humankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and the only Son who comes from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testified concerning him. He cried out, saying, "This is the one I spoke about when I said, 'He who comes after me has surpassed me, because he was before me.' Out of his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace already given. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is in closest relationship with the Father, who has made him known." There's a saying that Hamlet could never meet Shakespeare. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, Hamlet is a character in a play written, of course, by William Shakespeare, and Hamlet had no clue within his own story of his creator. The only way that Hamlet would have ever known Shakespeare was for Shakespeare to insert himself into the story of Hamlet. Now, you can probably see where I'm going with this analogy, and obviously analogies can only take us so far before they break. But here's the thing. You and I are in a story. We are in our own stories as individuals, and we are also in this larger story known as the story of creation. But without our author inserting himself into our story, we would never know who our author, who our creator is. But God chose to reveal himself through his Son, Jesus Christ. We have the Father, the Son, the Spirit, one God, and we get to experience them because they chose to enter into our story. So ponder today a little bit about, when did you first become aware of Jesus in your story? And how important is he in your story? Is he an ancillary character who's off on the sidelines, or is he central? Is he the protagonist who is protecting you? Something to think about, something to pray about, something to celebrate. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.